Oh boy, here we go with this bullshit. Here we go, man. Um, I I don't know. I don't know, man. Why is I feel like he does this on purpose. Like it's just always doomsday for him, and for Xbox. I just like what do you? Why? Why does he hate Xbox so much? Like I don't understand it. Like,
Hey there, gamers, dreamcastguy here, and we have some breaking news that is
I'm lost for
extremely
words.
bad. Xbox is just dead. There's not a
Yeah, it's
fancy,
just dead,
nice way to
guys.
say that. They have just alerted employees that Xbox is doing mass layoffs, studio closures. Hundreds, if not thousands, of people are basically told, pack your desk and get out. But it's also more than that. At the
Yeah,
same
sure.
time, Xbox is about to start selling. They're going to stop.
Yeah, layoffs suck, man. Yeah, it sucks. Nobody's denying that. No, my leg itches. And it's never okay, people losing their jobs sucks. But they're saying they're dead because of that. That's just them recalibrating after years of bloated spinning, man. They're not. They're just trimming fat. You know, that's all they're doing. It's it's not rocket science.
Selling pretty much all Xboxes in Europe. They're pulling out of the entire market. The Xbox is so dead. I'm still kind of trying to mentally digest this. This leak just came out. They're telling a bunch of the employees. The employees are talking to the press, and everybody
Not
is
to mention Sony and EA and all of them. They do layoffs all the time. Are they dead? You know. It's fucking...
kind of freaking out. I want to talk about this with you guys because this is just so impossibly strange. The original Xbox came out back when I was in high school, and it was fantastic. The original Xbox, playing Halo, the launch of the Xbox 360, and playing Oblivion and Morrowind, and then finally getting a chance to have chainsaws and Gears of War and stuff like that. Old school Xbox was just such a juggernaut. I never imagined that one day it would just die in a random June with a
That I do agree with. Old school Xbox was awesome. Like 360 is probably one of my favorite systems. The regular Xbox is pretty good too.
wet fart tweet, basically. But let's talk, because I think that Xbox will continue to exist for a bit, but this is definitely signaling the end of the
Yeah,
end.
I don't
Let's
think
get
so.
into it. Hi, hope you're having a great day. I
Hi.
am Dreamcast
Are you gonna
Guy,
show
and
your
if you
controller
could
yet?
please
Here, I'll
give
do it
this
for
video
you.
a like and subscribe
It's
if you haven't already. Now, in certain parts of the world, certain areas, there's like these labor rights laws where before you start to fire people, before you start to basically close stuff down, you have to legally warn people. You can't just say, hey, pack your stuff and get out. You actually do have to say, hey, maybe use your insurance, maybe file for unemployment. And that's where a lot of this stuff is coming from, is that these people are getting the legal warnings that stuff is about to basically just be insta-shut. But here it is. Here's the first part of it that honestly is even more mind-blowing. We're going to get into the mass layoffs here in a second, but I want to start with this because this is probably the thing that I feel like really signals how much they've shot themselves in the foot. Microsoft is restructuring its Xbox division across Central Europe,
Yeah.
resulting in some Xbox operations ceasing in some regions. Now,
They're pulling out of Europe, man. Like, you make it sound like they just evacuated the continent. What's happening is a shift in distribution strategy. Physical sales have been dying everywhere, bro. PlayStation is doing the same thing with digital first pushes. This isn't a retreat, bro. Like, I don't know why you keep saying they're dead. This is probably your 1000th video of you saying Xbox is dead. I just want to slap the shit out of you. It's just adapting to where the players actually are. But sure, let's just pretend, Xbox is out here folding maps. Just that's too dramatic, bro. That's all. This is too dramatic. Alright,
They've
continue
used
on
this
though.
PR speak before. You guys know this. I hate PR speak. I feel like just say it normal. Just say, hey, Xboxes aren't selling. We've decided to stop even trying. So, right now, there's huge chunks of the world where you couldn't even hand out
This is why I do
Xboxes on a
drugs.
street corner. Most of Asia, lots of China, Europe, a lot of places like Japan and stuff, they're just not buying Xboxes. But historically, Europe was one of the main places. That's actually like 95% of all Xbox consoles sold were the United States and Central Europe. This is where they made their money. So the fact that now they're just abandoning the market, that to me signals the fact that they're probably shipping those
Just
systems to
restructuring,
warehouses
bro.
and stuff in Europe
That's all it
and
is.
selling single-digit units a month. It's just not worth the millions and millions of dollars they've invested into that region. So this is more than just, oh, maybe we'll sell them online. I think this is just them saying straight up, we are giving up. I want to take a look at the replies here. Oh, this is an Xbox. The death of the Xbox console. Now, this person brings up the Middle East. This is an interesting point because recently
Excuse me.
Microsoft did something similar in the Middle East where the brand is just non-existent. If you walk into a Best Buy in Dubai or something like
Best.
that and say, hey, I want an Xbox,
Best.
they're going to laugh in your face. They're just going to say, I don't know, buddy, go to eBay. You just can't really get that stuff there. It's that everybody...
Am I the only one that feels like his anger and whatever just feels fake? Like everything about him just feels fake.
But there
that's
is
the
either
vibes I
playing
get from him.
PlayStation, playing PC, or playing the Nintendo Switch 2. This is wild. It does make sense. Xbox is dead in many European countries. This is just so wild. Xbox is dead in Asian markets, it's dead in Europe, and it's slowly dying in the United States. It's still just weird to think about the fact that going from all these acquisitions, buying stuff like Activision for tens of billions of dollars, buying Bethesda, doing all this stuff, only to instantly fail, it's wild to watch how quickly Microsoft went from doing a victory lap and trying to buy their way to success to just telling everybody, all right, we quit, we give up, you win. Now, here's the other part of it that's extra crazy. Microsoft is planning major job cuts at the Xbox gaming division. Managers within Xbox are expecting substantial cuts to the entire group. Now, the reason this phrase, the entire group, is so important is because typically when you do a merger, when you buy a studio, there is some amount of layoffs. Even when PlayStation bought Bungie and stuff, typically you do a thing where you like, how did I phrase it? You cut the redundancies. You know, you buy a studio, they've got a marketing department, or they have a really big accounting department. You don't need that anymore because now you're moving them in-house. PlayStation has their own marketing department. PlayStation has their own accountants and stuff. That's the kind of thing where typically they say, we're cutting the redundancies. But in this case, cutting the entire group says, this means shutting down studios. This means mass layoffs. This means people are straight up going to be gone. And it's weird because it has been almost exactly 1 year since the massive closures of last year. In May of 2024 is when they shut down stuff like Tango, which is the people that did Evil Within, and Hi-Fi Rush. It's when they shut down Arcane Austin, the people that did Dishonored and Redfall and stuff like that. So the fact that 1 year later they're doing even more mass firings, I hate to make guesses, but
They're firing people that suck. So what?
pretty sure I'm right. I think they're about to fire Ninja Theory, which is all the people that made Hellblade. I think they're all getting the boot. I think they're going to fire pretty much everybody that's not making the most peak.
Because they put out a game that was 3 hours and wasn't that fun? Yeah, I'd fire them too.
Well, top selling stuff. And I don't just mean top subscription generators, I mean top selling stuff. At this point, I think it's pretty obvious, maybe I'm being sort of mean here, that obviously Game Pass has been a catastrophic failure. I've been talking about this for years.
Catastrophic failure? Hold on. I'm pretty sure It has like over 30 million subscribers, bro. And growing. It's literally reshaping the way we access games. It's not perfect, but it's delivered consistent value for a while now, especially to indie devs and their new IPs. AAA budgets are a problem, yes, but that's true for everyone, not just Xbox. Blaming Game Pass for industry-wide overspending is like blaming Netflix, because Hollywood made too many $300 million flops, you know? It's ridiculous what comes out of this guy's mouth sometimes. It's
years, and people always get mad at the comment section, but you just cannot get enough subscribers to break even. The current game market, making games is so damn expensive. Making games costs hundreds of millions of dollars of research and development and just marketing and Super Bowl commercials. It is so expensive. You can't just get 10 million or 20 million people paying $10 a month. That just does not break even. Clearly, Microsoft has realized if we cannot get people to buy games, even if it is on PC or on PlayStation, we need people to buy games, not just subscribe, buy games. And at this point, they're just laying everybody off because a lot of these projects are still expensive, not generating any revenue and not getting any upfront sales at all. God, I want to scroll down here. Let me see what some of the replies here are. Oh yeah, of course, a lot of memes about Xbox defenders. This is an Xbox, and it's just more layoffs. Jason Schreier, whenever they're...
I'm not defending Xbox, by the way. I don't like any of the consoles this generation. I don't like Sony. Now I don't like Nintendo Switch 2. And I don't really like Xbox, but I do like the fact that they're trying to make their games accessible. That's all they're trying to do. That's their strategy. And even if it means laying people off, which I don't really 100% agree with that either, but a lot of times those devs will go find or start their own studio, you know, and it's fine. Like, they're fine. Places are always hiring. It's not that big of a deal, you know. And sometimes it's a good thing, because that's how Expedition 33 came. Some of those people were from Ubisoft, and they put out fucking Game of the Year probably, you know. They're acting like it's the end-all be-all just because they lay some people
Not surprised.
off.
They just slap a logo on anything. This is the thing, is that right before this, they announced another, this is an Xbox, it's the Meta Quest. No hardware problems when you can put an Xbox logo and Xbox buttons wherever you want. This is the thing, is...
And, like the Sony has laid off a bunch of people, but you never hear him talk about it. Like Embracer, THQ, you know, it's unfortunate, but you gotta point at the other ones too, man. It's not just Xbox.
I do think that if you look at the numbers, they have cut almost 3,000 people just last year. This talk about, oh, we're trying to ensure the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. It'll benefit the company and the broader labor market. Video games will be better when we buy everything. It just shows the fact that, honestly, this is just not going to work. I kind of admire the fact that Xbox had a good catchphrase. The best deal in gaming. I think the idea behind Game Pass, it was functional for a time. The idea of, hey, you get $70 games for $10. That sounds fantastic, right? But it just was never actually going to last. It was always going to be this problem where even if you're getting a good deal, even if it's good for the gamers, it's not going to pan out in the long run. Oh, God. This will be the fourth big layoff of Xbox in the last 18 months, following 3 major cuts and the closure of several studios. Xbox is dead. You can spin it, you can phrase it, you can try to put some flowers on it, but at this point, I do think that most of the Xbox defenders have given up and bought a PlayStation 5 Pro, but to the last 10 people that are still ride or die for Team Green, man, it's time.
Everyone gave up and got a PS5 Pro. I mean, congrats on a $700 PS5 Pro, but It's not revolutionizing anything. It's a spec bump with no exclusive titles if you spent that much money for a slight frame boost and a marketing sticker. Cool. But Xbox isn't out here trying to win the arms race. They're trying to change the field. Cloud gaming, PC integration, smart delivery, crossplay. That's called innovation, bro. Do you not know what that
It's
is,
time to hang
man?
it up, brothers. I
Fucking
mean, you
Christ.
can game on PC. I think PC gaming is great. Obviously, I'm a massive advocate specifically for the Steam Deck. I'm a big Steam Deck simp, but Microsoft, it's poisonous to say the least.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
But how do you feel about Xbox? How do you feel about PlayStation? How do you feel about video games? And have you ever owned an Xbox? I'm going to bet that 99% of the audience, the last...
Oh my God, we're done. We're done. Look, Xbox is not dead. It's evolving. Microsoft is pivoting hard, bro. Open up your eyes, man. Yeah, it's a little bit messy, but messy doesn't mean dead. It's like you're reacting to every headline like it's the end credits. But it's way more complicated than that. And a lot less clickbaity. So, no, Dreamcast guy. Xbox isn't 6 feet under, but your narrative is stale, and you just need to stop pushing this bullshit. You know, this is your take is as bad as Redfall's enemy AI. Let the games do the talking, not the drama, bro. Like this is yeah.